going to bring you here to my website, to my little resource station. You will find articles, you will find a link to videos, and then podcasts as well. And then you'll have your section for renters. Yep. And then it'll show agents. Okay guys, so this is pretty much the vibe, the setting. Those are the downloadable resources, and I have some information on each that you can read about those, and then you'll click the little links and it'll take you to those. So as you can see, it's showing 1 out of 61 pages. Hello, welcome to or welcome back to my channel. I'm Yashirika, and in today's video we're going to talk about how my service pretty much works, how I run my real estate service, the type of things that I do for it. So I'm going to talk about two different areas of it. So I'm going to talk about how it works for clients, and then how I pretty much network with other people within the real estate industry. So those are the directions that I am going in for this video. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to get myself set up on the recliner, just get myself nice and comfortable so I can talk to you guys. So I'm going to show myself in this direction for part of the video, and then the other half of it I'll bring you guys on this side so that I'm not just sitting here and it doesn't get too boring. Plus I want to add that cozy vibe that I've been doing, especially because this is my personal page for my personal brand. And so on this channel I like to do a lot of cozy, comfortable home, things you can do at home, because I film all my videos at home. I'm a homebody, I work from home, I do all these different type of content like that. So today I am using my recliner and my little comfortable blanket. So yeah, I'm getting ready to set up on here, and I'm going to be showing you guys my website for my service, so you guys can kind of see what I do and what I work on, pretty much behind the scenes for my service, because when I say I work from home, that's the main thing. Yeah, I do content creation, but yeah, this right here, what I do for my real estate service, that's my actual career, that's my real job. But yeah, content creation plays a big part because I do have to market myself and all of those type of things. So yeah, I do consider being a content creator, I do consider that a job as well. But most of my work from home activities really comes down to my real estate work. So I will be showing you guys my website, talking to you guys about that, on different ways that I help clients, or in who I'm actually helping. And then we can get into my networking, because I haven't done as much of that as I wanted to, because I'm really trying to get all of this content and stuff out of the way first so that I can keep my business up and running even while I'm doing that, because I don't want to get so caught up on my business, because my business is a service, so it takes longer than a business where you're selling tangible goods, because I've already had that as a business where I was selling fashion accessories and stuff. So for that I just I look at the order, see what they want, put it in their order, mail it out. But this service is it takes longer. So I don't want to be so stuck on what I'm doing for my clients that I can't be posting on social media, because this is how I get my clients. So yeah, so now I'm going to talk to you guys about my actual clients and then the networking. So first things first, I have to set up, so I'm going to move you guys back so I can get everything up and ready to go. Again, I do want to keep that cozy vibe, that cozy mix in the video, so let's go ahead and set up for that. Okay guys, so this is pretty much the vibe, the setting. Got my blanket and ready to go. Tablet is here. I'm ready to get that set up. I'm gonna move you guys down here and then we can get started. Okay guys, so now that I'm back on, let's talk about how I help clients. So I do want to show you guys my website, because that is my main source. Like, that is how I help clients the most, bringing them onto my website. So that's probably like the only thing that I've really been promoting lately, because I'm not really trying to get, you know, clients at the moment. I'm trying to get all of this content and stuff set and put that on autopilot first before I start bringing in the clients. So the main thing that I have been promoting has not been my actual services, but the resources that I offer. So I am going to pull up my website, and it is the realyasherica.com. So I'll search that, and it's going to bring you here to my website. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to scroll all the way down, and then at the bottom you'll see somewhere that says resources, and then you're just going to click on that, and it's going to bring you here to my little resource station. And so I have a lot of different resources. So this one here is for buyers. Well, let me show you. This is what it looks like, but it's going to bring you, start off with buyers, but each one is going to have an article. So it's going to start with an article that you can click the link and you can read, you know, some different articles about buying a home. I also have links to videos for the process of buying a home. I also have a link to our podcast for buying a home. Okay, so it's the same thing for sellers. If you're selling a home, you will find your articles, you will find a link to videos, and then podcasts as well. And then you'll have your section for renters. Yep. And then it'll show agents. But so for each of those sections, you have as I mentioned, you have your article link, you have your video link, and then you have the podcast link. But also, I have some PDF files, so some like guides and packets that are, you can download them, but you can also view them, you know, directly on my website. Well, it's going to open to another page because they are some large files, but I have those for each one of those as well. I have one for buyers, one for sellers, one for renters, and one for agents. So yeah, they have, let me see, the buyers one has 61 pages. Sellers has 56 pages. Renters has 22 pages. Renting is a you know, a faster, you know, there's less going on. It's a smaller process, so it has less information, less things that you really, you know, need to know and get ready for. So yeah, it has less pages on that one. And then agents has 66 pages. So yeah, I have a section for those. Those are the downloadable resources, and I have some information on each that you can read about those, and then you'll click the little links and it'll take you to those. So I'm gonna do one. Let's do the buyer. Here we are back here, downloadable resources. It's the one for buyers. So let me scroll down so y'all can see the little link. So I'm just gonna click on that, and it's gonna open to the actual PDF. So as you can see, it's showing 1 out of 61 pages. But yeah, so it's a lot of, you know, helpful resources and information and stuff in there that you can, you know, read up on. So those are what I'm referring my clients to now, just so they can, you know, pretty much start off getting the information that they need and kind of know what to look forward to on the buying process, selling process, renting process. Again, I have some for agents. Now that's not, the one for agents isn't like a starter's guide. This is for agents who are already out on the field and, you know, have their real estate license and whatnot. Just some extra tips for them to help them grow their business. Because yeah, I can't really start you off. You got to go ahead and get your license. That's a serious matter. You got to get your license first before you can, you know. But I mean, you can look at it ahead of time, you know, to know some things to do. So once you do have your license, you can, you know, hit the ground running. But the information I have in there is more for people who are already in the field. So yeah, I usually start clients off with that so that they can, you know, get the information that they need. So I start them off with my resource page on my website so that they can look at the articles, videos, podcasts, and the guide that I have, the packets that I provide. So those are that. Now for my actual services, let's go back to my website. So now I'm gonna go to client, and then this is what it looks like for clients when I'm welcoming them. And then my information. Now it's gonna start off with a step-by-step on how this works. That is a 10-step process on pretty much how I help the clients and what I do. So, you know, they're going to contact me. We're going to have a consultation. We're going to talk about, you know, just a brief overview on what you're looking to do, if you're looking to buy, sell, or rent. And then I'm going to start preparing them. Again, I'm going to refer them to all the helpful information and guides and stuff that I have, the articles, the videos, the podcasts, all of that. And then we're going to do an actual evaluation. So that's step number 4, where we're going to fully talk about all the needs. So once I know that you want to, let's say, buy a house, then I'm going to get into the questions of, okay, how many bedrooms, how many bathrooms, all of that type of stuff. And then I'm going to start my researching process, where I'm going to find an agent for them. Then once I find a few, I'm probably going to have like 3 options of agents for them to choose from. Then we're going to pretty much go over that recommendation. So that's number 6. And then I'm going to connect them together. Then I'm going to, pretty much go over the process of it pretty much for them. Make sure that everything is good going forward. Then I'm going to monitor them, to make sure that everything is going good during the process. So the progression one is before it pretty much starts, and then the monitoring is pretty much while it's going on during the process. And then the completion. So that's the little 10 steps. So I have all of that ready to go. And then after we go through all those 10 steps, then, well, after you read about the 10 steps, I show the actual client services on here. So with this, I pretty much put this with another career that I was considering, which was in marketing. It was market research analyst. That was like my plan B. So I ended up putting them 2 together. So for my real estate service, I have a marketing service, a research service, and a analysis service. Now, this is the one for the clients, but I have a separate one for agents as well. So it's also called market research analysis, but the service, the market service for clients is different from the market service for agents. So yeah, but just for clients, I'm just going to talk about the clients one on this one. So the service that I'm doing for clients is finding them an agent. That's it. That's all, bottom line, pretty much. So what I do for these services, for the marketing service, I look at the agent's performance in the market. So I'm looking at the agent's local expertise, as well as their like community involvement. So that's market. Research, I do research on that agent's unique selling point. So let's say, I don't know, this agent may work with luxury properties. So they may work with, mansions, $1 million properties and stuff like that. So that's a selling point. And then their expertise and credentials. So what is their background? How many years have they been in the business? Let's see if they have any type of certificates, because there are separate certificates you can have. You can have more than just your regular real estate license. So those are the things that I look for, is for that. And then for the analysis, I look for, analysis deals with a lot of numbers, right? Graphs and stuff like that. So I look at, maybe how many homes they have sold total or in the past year. And then, so that's market presence. And then transaction history is something else I look for. So, what price range do they work in? Do they work with luxury houses, or do they work with more smaller houses in the, let's say, $300,000 range? So those are some of the things that I look for. Those are the services that I provide for clients. Now, what I will say is my service for clients is free to them. So the way that I am paid is through the agent that I refer the clients to. They will get paid. When they get paid, I will get a certain percentage of their money. So that's how it works. So it's nothing, the client isn't writing a check to me specifically. It depends on, how that's going to work with their agent. And that's going to depend if it's a buyer or a seller. And I don't charge for rentals, because rentals it's a less amount. It's a whole different process than sales. So when it comes to renters, I just do it, I just do it to help people. And it's a way for me to, pretty much get my business out there, get my name out there. So, I'll be like, hey, if you like my service, can you please, leave a review? And, it's just something like that when I'm working with renters. But yeah, it's a different process for that. But yeah, so those are what I do. Now that was pretty quick, because I really don't have time to really explain everything. Like most of that stuff I explain on my actual real estate stuff, my actual real estate channel, and my real estate pages for that. So if you're interested in buying or selling, or renting, make sure you are following me on those platforms and checking out the resources that I have on my website. Again, that is therealyasherica.com. If you're looking for specifically the resources, it's therealyasherica.com/resources. And I will put that in the description if I can remember. I'll have that in the description, but I will also have it on the screen as well for you guys to view that, and just get a good head start on that, because yeah, if you're looking to buy, honey, if you're looking to buy and you're not a cash buyer, you want to make sure your credit is where it needs to be, and all those good things. So yeah, it never hurts to go ahead and check out my resources and get ahead on the information that you need to know and that you need to do, because there's a lot of money involved when it comes to buying than it is for renting. There's not a lot of money. Well, I mean, yeah, it's a lot of money because rent is high nowadays, but when it comes to renting, it depends on where you're renting on, in terms of what's covered and what's not. But when you're buying, baby, everything is on you. Everything is on you. So you got to have your money where it needs to be, your credit where it needs to be, all those type of things. So make sure that you are researching on that. But that is it for that, for how I help clients. Now we're going to talk about how I network in the industry. So let me move you guys over here. Okay, so now that I got you guys on this side, now we're going to talk about the importance of networking, because in this field, in this industry, especially where I'm doing pretty much everything online, it's important for me to network with all these other people in the industry. So number one, agents, of course. I am still a licensed real estate agent. I still have to be a licensed real estate agent. Even though I'm not practicing as one and I'm just doing the referrals, I still have to maintain my real estate license, which I have to renew every 2 years for my state. Now that varies by state on how often you have to renew it, but I still have to do that. I have to renew my license every 2 years. And so, yeah, I still have to keep up with the laws and stuff in terms of real estate and all of that stuff. So I have to network with these other agents. Now, let me tell you a little bit more on the background of being this referral agent. Now, I can refer anybody pretty much, at least definitely here in the US. So in all 50 states in the US. So I need to be connected with agents in all 50 states of the US, because if I'm marketing my services online and I get a client, I'm in South Carolina, but if I get a client from California, I'm going to need to, know and network and get to know some agents out there in California that can help them out. So it's very important that I network with all these, other people, but it's more than just agents as well. I just did a collaboration with this loan officer. Now I worked with him once before, and so I recently asked him, if we could collaborate and if I could, refer some clients to him. Now he handles people who are looking to buy. He helped them, with their loans, the mortgage and everything for South Carolina and North Carolina. So I got 2 states right there just off of him alone. But yeah, I just worked with him. I just, collaborated with him. I asked him, if I could refer my clients to him if they are in, South Carolina and North Carolina. Well, I asked him, because I know he does here in South Carolina. So I asked him, if I could collaborate with him for South Carolina, and if he had any other states that he can, handle. And he said North Carolina. So I'm like, okay, good. So there we go right there. So for any clients in South Carolina and North Carolina, he is one of the loan officers I will be referring them to, if they are looking to buy and, they're not a cash buyer and they need a loan, they're going to, have payments, mortgage payments. So I will be referring them to him. He will be one of the people I refer to. Right now, he's the only one I got, but I do have to network with some other ones who may specialize in, like other types of loans and stuff. So, but yeah, that's one recent collab that I've done. But yeah, when you're working with buyers, when you're working with all these clients, you gotta know different people based on the process and based on what people's needs are. Because again, everybody's not a cash buyer. Some people will need loans. So I have to be in communications with loan officers. Also, just now, I was just talking to you guys about credit, right? If you're looking to buy, you need to get your credit right and all those type of things. So, credit repairers, there are some other people that I need to network with and know, because I may run into people who don't have good credit and they are looking to buy. So yeah, I definitely need to get in contact with some of them, because yeah, that's a situation right there. If you don't have good credit, it's going to be a little bit harder for these loan officers and these people to trust you with getting money, borrowing money for the buying of a property. So because that's a lot of money. So I do need to network with them as well. to have people, you know, to refer to. But those are just some of the basic one: agents, lenders, credit repairers. Let me see now for sellers is not that much I need, because once I refer them to an agent, they're probably going to have people already ready to go. But I could work and network with people who, okay, let's say for sellers, photographers. I could network with them, people who do home photographies. Let's see, stagers, people who come in and like stage homes, especially if they are not, you know, furnished. If they are vacant and don't have furniture, you can get a stager company to come out. They'll add their furniture to, you know, to make it look a certain way. And then, you know, once somebody buy, they can take it all back, so you can, like, you know, pretty much rent out the furniture for a while. So that's stagers. Let's see, people who do like lawn work, you know, for curb appeal purposes, because you want to get that taken care of before the photographers come out, because you don't want the yard to look a mess in the photos when they put it on like Zillow and all these other, you know, realtor.com, all of these websites that have houses. You don't want your yard looking a mess. So that too. Also, speaking of like yard work and curb appeal, also people who do like pressure washing, you know, I could network with them as well. You know, anybody that has pretty much almost anything to do with property, well, really homes, because that's what I work with right now. I don't really work with commercial, because like I don't know a lot about the commercial process, because it is different than with homes, residential homes, you know. So when it comes to that, you know, it's not something I'm willing. Now, could I refer? Of course, I could do that, but I don't feel comfortable doing that, because you see what I got for buyers, sellers, and renters, right? I have all these articles, I have these videos, I have the podcast, I have the guides that I created. I don't have those for commercial clients, so I don't feel comfortable doing that and just looking at it as like a money opportunity. I don't feel comfortable just, okay, you know, hey, you know, tell me what you need and I'll find you an agent. Like, I like to like go ahead and prep everybody, so I can't do that with commercial, because I don't know the commercial process all the way like yet, because there's not much that we really learned about that in real estate school. That's something you would have to like do like some other education on. So I haven't done that yet, because I'm still doing what I need to do for residential first, and then I'll get into commercial in another year or two or so. But yeah, I'm mainly focused on building connections in the residential field. So if anybody do anything with houses, you know, pretty much trying to network with them, work with them, and if they know anybody looking to buy or sell, especially in another area, they can get in contact with me and I can help them find an agent in the area that they are looking for. And if they don't know any agent in their current area, I can help them as well. So yeah, it's very important that I network with these other people, because I gotta have, these clients are gonna need somebody, because I can't do all the work, you know, especially like I'm here, I'm at home, I'm not, you know, where everybody's at. Like I said, I'm in South Carolina, but even for South Carolina, I can't help and work with every client here. I don't work with any clients now, because I live in a place where it's just too far. It's just too far for me now. So that's one of the main reasons why I turned to this route and I've decided to do this. But other than that, you know, I can't do nothing but network and, you know, point these clients in the right directions and make sure that they're working with the right people. Now, you know, because I can't work with everybody. First and foremost, I can't work with everybody. So, you know, I don't work with every single agent in South Carolina. I'm not going to work with every single lender in South Carolina, but I'm going to pick out the ones that I feel like are really out here, you know, working and getting things done. Like for me, especially because I'm not, you know, everywhere and I don't see everybody, I'm looking for people that have social media presence, because again, now people who are not really on social media, they could be busy, they could be working with a lot of people, but I don't know that, I can't see that, you know. So people who have social media presence, like, that's what I look for. Now, that's not all that I look for, but those are like the main people I'm like, okay, this person got my attention. Now let me go see, you know, how long have they been in the business? How many homes have they helped sell and all of that stuff. But it starts with social media presence, so I can, you know, get a good look at, okay, now I see this person is really working, is really, you know, doing something. And that's another reason why it's important for me to handle my social media presence, because I need people to see, okay, yeah, I'm up, I'm posting on a regular basis, I'm, you know, doing what needs to be done. But again, you know, right now I'm referring people to my resources right now. I'm not, you know, trying to go all the way in terms of clients, you know, having a bunch of clients and all of that. Right now I'm trying to get my system and everything in place. So right now that just starts with, you know, just giving them the resources I have. And while I'm doing that, connecting with all of these other people in the real estate industry, so that I can, you know, have some people on my team and in my network. So that is what I'm focused on. That's what I'm working on right now, you guys. And that's it. That's all. That's all for now. Now this video will come out in November. So hopefully by December I have more motion, more things going on. But if you keep up with my social media pages, then yeah, for sure you will see what's going on, because here on YouTube I pretty much, you know, batch these more in one setting at one time. So this is just what's going on in October. So it's gonna be like a month ahead. So even if I had a client, then you probably know like a month later or something like that, unless you are on my social media platforms, especially the ones like Instagram where I can post on my story. You may see more things going on like that. But other than that, you guys, I'm pretty much just batching these content out and trying to focus on, you know, what I can do for my clients and what I can do for these other people that I network with in the real estate industry. So but that's it, you guys. That's it. That's all. Thank you guys for watching this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.